Hey guys, and welcome back to the Blue Castle podcast. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm your other host, Molly.
We reversed the order this time. We hope you guys don't mind. We're still settling into how we even introduce ourselves and this podcast. Molly's going to introduce our topic today, right?
Yeah. So today I thought that we would do something that Sarah and I have done a couple times on different road trips, just less structured. Sarah and I like to daydream about what our best Disney day ever would be. So we're going to do that today. We're going to take you in on our daydreams with us of our best Disney day ever. It doesn't have to be a real day. Actually, usually it's not a real day. It's a theoretical day, a daydream of what your perfect day would be. So usually when Sarah and I are doing this amongst ourselves, we are playing it loose and fast and we just kind of popcorn off of each other. But today we thought we'd give it a little more structure where each of us is going to say an ideal Disney day that we have dreamed of. This is going to include a resort, breakfast, morning activities, lunch, afternoon activities, a dinner, and an evening or a closeout activity. So fireworks or whatever you would want that to be. Sarah, want to go first?
Yes, I will gladly go first. And I just changed my mind on something as you were talking. So sorry, I was not listening to you closely, but I think something you said inspired me to change my mind. I realized I was doing a very realistic best day ever. And while how I've changed it is still realistic, it's a little bit more aspirational. Maybe not as frugal as I would tend to lean. So I'm going to start with where...
Oh yeah, one more thing. These daydreams, they can be bounded by whatever terms you want. Probably don't invent a new park, but hey, your budget might be a lot bigger than it normally would be in your daydreams, and that's okay.
Yeah, we may have themes for these in the future where like one of us, does a budget buster, best day ever, and one of us does a on the cheap best day ever. Who knows? But today it's kind of boundless. So I'm starting with where I'll be staying. So I will be staying on Disney World property. Obviously, that's generally the best, most, wonderful, magical place to be.
No arguments here. Stay off property if that's what you need to do to make your Disney dreams come true financially. But man, on property, that's where it's at. And you can do it pretty cheap too.
Yeah, and I've done both, and they're both good and different. But I'm going to go with a deluxe resort because I can in this magical imaginary world. And I'm going to stay at the Riviera.
Ooh, la Riviera.
Yes. And we talked about the Riviera in our last episode. And I've just really enjoyed the vibes of the Riviera. I enjoy the Frenchness. And I don't know what the other country is. I always forget.
Italy?
Yeah, that sounds right. I'm pretty sure it is Italy. Anyway, I just really like it. It's very nice, very fancy, and it's on the Skyliner. We've sung the praises of the Skyliner before. And I don't know. I've just always wanted to stay there ever since I heard about it. I actually saw a vlog of the Divine family. I don't know if you've heard of them, Brad and Haley. I'm going to shout out podcasts and vlogs like crazy probably throughout this podcast because I just have a lot of people I like that I follow. Anyway, they stayed there when it first opened. And ever since then, I've been, kind of obsessed with it because it's just so bougie.
As far as vibes go, I don't know how to describe it, but I think that the Riviera reminds me of somewhere between like Peter Pan flying through London, like pixie dust in air, and Cinderella's magical transformation. That does that make sense? Like it's a lot of like the pixie dust and blues and cool colors of the night.
Yeah.
It's very regal, classic Disney, but it doesn't take itself too seriously either. I love the Riviera.
Yeah, it is very like clean and light, but like Molly said, it's the cool tones. It's a lot of blues with the white. But anyway, I really like visiting there and I would love to stay there. So that is the resort I'm choosing.
I'm right there with you. Can I stay with you in this dream scenario?
Sure. And maybe we'll make it a family affair. Who knows?
You don't sound very excited about letting me stay. Sure.
Sure. I mean, you would cut the cost in half if we were sharing a room.
Is that all I am to you?
Yes, you are 50% off. That is what you are to me.
Sister love.
Anyway, okay, for breakfast, I'm going to tell you what I was going to do, and then I'm going to tell you what I've changed my mind to upgrade the situation. It may impact the rest of the day, but oh well. So I was going to just go down to the quick service and get the frittata that I've had before because it's so good. But that frittata, while tasty, it's only like $7 or $8. It's not like best day ever energy. It's like really solid day energy. So I'm going to change my trajectory here. And obviously, how did I miss this? I'm going to go to Topolino's breakfast.
Oh, so you rich.
Yeah, I'm rich. I'm staying at the Riviera and I'm eating Topolino's for breakfast. I'm just, going up the elevator and there I am on the top of this, I don't know, this penthouse suite type of view. And I'm going to hang out with Mickey and Minnie, Daisy, maybe Donald. I don't know. I just know they're in like super cute costumes and it has amazing reviews. And so that's where I'm going for breakfast.
I didn't even know it was a character breakfast. So you're much more of an expert than I am.
I'm pretty sure that Mickey's a painter, like an artist, and then Daisy, I can't remember. They're all artsy. I tried to get it at our last family trip and I failed because I didn't realize. So this is just a random tip. We're not going to be like loaded with tips throughout this podcast. I feel like we're more vibe people and then we'll throw in the tips occasionally. But I was trying to book Topolino's for early in our trip. And so it was already booked whenever I got to it. But I didn't think about the fact that some people with longer trips booked it toward the end of their trip. So they got to cut in line to book it earlier than me, if that makes sense. So I wish I had tried to book it later in the trip. I maybe would have had a better chance, right at 7 a.m. or whenever the time is. So lesson learned there. But hey, this is my best day ever and I get what I want.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Any thoughts on that, Topolino's, Molly?
I don't really know much about their breakfast menu or the character breakfast there in general, but I have always wanted to eat at Topolino's. So the fact that it's breakfast is maybe a surprise, but I'm down to try.
Yeah. I mean, again, I just trust like the general reviews. Like if everyone has glowing reviews, then like I'm down.
Well, character breakfast, any character meal probably has at least some tried and true favorites because character breakfast means that they're going to be kids there, which means they're going to have, your crowd pleaser chicken strips, or not chicken strips exactly, but they're going to have things for everyone.
Yeah. And I think they have some kind of bread basket that has different types of morning pastries, like little, I don't know. I'm kind of like you. I haven't seen a ton, but I'm intrigued.
I kind of like that in your dream scenario. We go in a little blind and we let ourselves just experience it for the first time without over analyzing it ahead of time.
Yeah. Very, very rare for me. Molly goes in blind more often than I do. She's not quite as extreme of a consumer of Disney things.
It comes in waves.
Yeah. All right. So the next step in my journey on my best Disney day ever is just the morning activities. So for the morning, I'm on the Skyliner. So that should give you a little tip, at least narrow things down. And I think this is my favorite park, like point blank, that I've ever been to. And I'm going to go to Epcot.
Slay!
Yes. I just love Epcot. For so long, I just didn't care about it, or I just assumed, oh, it's trying to mimic being all these different countries. I don't really care about that part. Let me just go to like Test Track and Soarin'. I don't know. I think I just didn't realize the extent of how like cool all that was.
I still do love Soarin', but World Showcase is awesome. Sarah is a big drinker. She loves drinking around the world. Just kidding. Sarah doesn't drink.
Drinker of water and, I don't know, Dr. Pepper.
If she's feeling wild, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm trying to lay off the caffeine and honestly, it's doing wonders. So, but I still like a latte every now and then. Anywho, okay, so at Epcot, I'm going to rope drop. This is probably a temporary one. This won't always be the case. And who knows, unless we find it's wonderful. But I'm going to rope drop Moana's Journey of Water. And I just want to experience it with like not very many people. Kind of, in the mornings at Disney parks, it's just a different feeling. And And I just have a feeling
That's like a walkthrough ride, or not ride. It's like a walkthrough experience, right?
yeah, exactly. It's literally just a path with all of these different interactive water things. And I've been listening to, there's a YouTube video from Disney of the soundtrack that they play with it and like different scenes from it. So I already have it associated in my mind with calming, vibes. Anyway, I want to rope drop that. And then basically I'm just going to do some of the OG rides around the front of the park that I love. Oh, I say the front. We're going to be coming in at International Gateway. That's okay. We'll just go over to Journey of Water.
When you say the front, you mean like Spaceship Earth and Test Track and
Yeah.
everything except for the World Showcase, basically.
Yeah, not World Showcase. So after Moana's Journey of Water, we're going to go over to Soarin' and Living with the Land. I love Soarin'. It's up there, top 3 for sure for me. And then we're going to go to Spaceship Earth just because it's inside the ball. It's just cool in there.
It smells a little weird. I don't love the smell in there. It makes me feel like I'm breathing in dust, but it's very nostalgic. It has a charm about it.
And I like when it spins you around and you're looking up at the stars and stuff. It's just, I don't know, it's pleasant.
One thing you didn't mention was Mission Mars, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, we're skipping that.
That one makes me feel a little icky every time. If you're motion sick, that is one to avoid. I would avoid Mission Mars. Is that what it's called? Mission to Mars?
I don't even know.
I would avoid that one more than I would avoid Test Track. You would think Test Track would be that bad. I don't think.
No, Test Track's not bad at all. I get motion sick for sure, and I have never had problems with Test Track. What else? Yeah, so that's the morning. I feel like that's probably going to take up the whole morning because Topolino's is going to take a little time. Mm-hmm. So for lunch, we're just going to, I'm assuming there's no festival when I'm going. So we're just going to pop into Creations because I've never eaten there and it's newish and I've heard good things about the food. So we'll just get something light and snacky. We probably won't be very hungry. Maybe by this time it's like early afternoon, maybe split one of the flatbreads or whatever they have there just to get a little flavor. Maybe we'll get something at the little Coke place. What's that place called? Oh my gosh, this whole podcast is gonna be like, what's that place called? Because we've never had to know the name of anything.
Let's call it the Coke place.
The Coke place. People are screaming at us.
Where you try Beverly.
Yeah, no, I don't need to try that one. I just want to get some free little sweetness to.
Sarah, people are not screaming at us. No one's listening. We have 0 fans except for maybe our parents.
Anyway, fans out there, if you know what the Coke place at Epcot is called, let us know.
Do you want to know what it's called?
Yeah, tell me.
Club Cool.
Oh, I knew that.
I was thinking the Cool Room, and I was like, no, that's stupid, Molly. It's not called the Cool Room, so I didn't even say.
All that was coming to my mind was like Sub-Zero, and I knew that wasn't right. I think that's from somewhere, though.
I think that's from SeaWorld.
I was just thinking, maybe that is a SeaWorld thing. Okay, so that's my lunch situation. Lunch it's just kind of whatever. We're still full from Topolino's, but we're just going to get a little snack because, hey, it's kind of around lunchtime.
Lunch sounds kind of a little underwhelming for being the food capital of Disney World.
I know, but Topolino's.
I'm just hoping you bring it around and really hit home with dinner.
I have a feeling I'm going to underwhelm, and I might need your help to edit my last dining because in my original plan, all my meals were different because I changed the first one,
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
But we'll see.
We can come up with something on the fly.
Yeah. Okay. So my afternoon plans, I'm going to stay at Epcot in the afternoon. And because the wait times for rides usually get pretty crazy in the afternoon, I feel like that's a really great time to just check out the World Showcase and go into the different shops, maybe get a little treat. I've been wanting to try, there's like a sandwich in Germany of like a cookie sandwich situation that has like maybe caramel and gingerbread type cookies. I don't know, something from that caramel place in Germany sounds great, but really just meandering our way casually through the World Showcase. I don't know that I've ever really done that, like slowly, nooks and crannies and all kind of thing.
I hate to say it because I know you're not much of a drinker, but I do think that that's a lot of the reason why people drink around the world, because it kind of makes you slow down in each country. You could still drink around the world, but do a mocktail, and then you'd be spending some money, but you would have all the time you want to explore and slowly pace yourself around the World Showcase.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably do it maybe every other. I would get like a little drink and then a little snack and a little dessert, get, different countries.
I like that.
I love the idea of getting like a boba or something in China.
We need to start something called indulging around the world. It's not drinking around the world. It could be a drink. It could be a snack. Could be a sweet. Or it could just be an experience, but just give into whatever indulgement you want. Indulgementify your senses.
Amazing. Okay, so that's what I'm doing for most of my afternoon. Now, if I get to Remy's, which I called it Ratatouille last time. I don't think I've ever called it that before. And I was like, what is that ride even called? Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. So really you can call it either and it's not like wrong. But anyway, if Remy has like a short line or if Frozen has a short line, then I'll jump on those. That would be a fun way to kind of mix it up.
I'm assuming for my scenario that it is a weekday in the middle of the least busy time of the year. You already said it's not a festival time of the year, which is working in your favor as far as crowd levels go. So maybe it's like a 20-minute wait at either or of those places.
Yeah, I'd probably prefer Frozen in this case, just because if I'm eating a lot, I know that Remy has more of a chance of making me motion sick. But hey, it's the best Disney day ever. I'm not motion sick at anything.
I love the queue for the Frozen ride. That I might like the queue as much as I like the actual ride.
It's really cute in there, and I like that it feels like you're outside. And
for those of you who haven't been in the queue, it's really cute. It's designed to look like it's an indoor queue. It's an indoor line, but it's designed to look like you're like in a courtyard kind of in Arendelle at night, and you look up and there are beautiful like celebration banners in the sky because it's some sort of a big celebration day. It's all part of the prompt of the ride, but you get to go through the Yoo-hoo Big Summer Blowout. Guys, you get to go through his shop. The theming is adorable, and that's why I like it.
So that's my afternoon. I mean, it's mostly really chill, just enjoying ourselves. Maybe we get a few photos. We never really take pictures. So maybe we get some cute photos in front of different areas of the World Showcase.
I hate to take a picture, but I love to have a good one.
Exactly.
I may have made a stop by the creperie. I think it's the creperie where you can get like the brioche bread with the ice cream sandwich in the middle. And it's like warm and hot all at the same time. I've heard so much good stuff about it and I've never had it. So I think that probably put me in a better mood than any drink could.
Yeah, I definitely agree, obviously, because if you haven't figured it out by now, I really don't drink. I'll like try drinks, but not really my thing. That brings up the debate, the contentious debate about Canada or Mexico, and which way you start. And honestly, I don't feel super strongly about it. I feel like we've stayed at Art of Animation a couple of our last major trips, and we've started at International Gateway, and we usually rope drop Remy's, which means we just kind of start going at France and then we go counterclockwise, which is absolutely not part of the debate at all, but it makes me feel a little bit more like I'm a Canada person.
That's what I was thinking, where if I'm walking in from the main gate, walking past the Epcot ball, I would guess that I would tend to lean toward going to Mexico first, but when I picture actually walking through the World Showcase, it's definitely starting at France.
And if I'm going in and rope dropping, I mean, more than likely, I'm going to either Soarin' or Remy's. I'm going toward the right. I just feel like going toward the right and going counterclockwise, it feels more natural to me.
Isn't Soarin' toward the left? Like if you walk in from the International Gateway?
Yeah, International Gateway, Soarin's to the left, but I'm saying if you go in the main gate, it's on the right.
Oh, I see. I guess I'm a Canada person. The bigger part of the debate that I've seen is because when people drink around the world, you'd much rather start with a margarita because that's more like exciting way to start than a beer at Canada. And I always love the idea of drinking around the world, but I could maybe handle 2 drinks. And I don't even know if my wallet would let me handle 2 drinks because Disney drinks are expensive.
Yeah, I don't feel super strongly about it, but I do think I have not been the most strategic with going around the world. So if anything, honestly, I'm like a zigzagger, here and back, there and back, like never make a full circle kind of situation.
Which is probably why our feet hurt so much at the end of the day.
Yeah, for real.
We don't have a ton of strategy in Epcot specifically. I feel like we really do strategy a lot more in the other 3 parks as far as plan of attack, but I feel like it's almost against the spirit of the World Showcase to have like a strategy and a plan of attack. It's like meant to be browsed and perused and enjoyed and eat a few snackies, drink a few drinkies, travel the world, enjoy.
And that's why this is my afternoon plan for my best Disney day ever, because I'm finally saying, okay, I'm just going to do it the right way. I'm going to say this day we're going to start at Canada just because that's what feels right to me. And if I don't like it, then we can try Mexico first next time. Anyway, that's my afternoon plans and I'm very excited about it.
Slay. I love.
Thank you very much. Okay, for dinner. So here's the thing. I kind of rushed it on dinner, to be honest. I wasn't sure what I wanted, but I knew I wanted to stay at Epcot because there's so many restaurants. And in my pretend world where it's not a festival right now, this is my chance to get a real dinner at one of the awesome restaurants and not feel like, oh no, but I'm missing the blah, blah, blah festival of the whatever snackies that, only come every so often. And so I did what I always do and I Googled it and I said, what are the best restaurants? Because there are a few that I had my eye on, but I decided for dinner, I want to do the Rose and Crown.
Whoa.
And the reason I picked the Rose and Crown is because if you time it right, and on my Disney best day ever, I do time it right. And we are on the patio balcony thing during the fireworks. So that's my thing. I don't know what I'm going to eat there. I mean, I like fish and chips okay. I like shepherd's pie okay, but I'm just going to kind of go with it. And I'm sure they have a delicious dessert. And I'm probably not that hungry from my afternoon around the world anyway. So maybe we just get something and split it.
Can I propose another idea and you can take it or leave it? This is your best day ever, so you don't have to take it.
Yes, make me an offer.
So we're, like you said, we were a little bit too full to eat at a regular dinner time. So what if we found a nice place to sit with a bench with an ideal fireworks showing of Luminous? It's magical. It's amazing. We're sipping on water, hydrating. We feel great, resting our feet. And then what do you know? Right after the fireworks show is over, we're still sitting there as the crowd kind of shuffles out around us and we're talking and debriefing about the show. And then at a leisurely pace, we walk over to Space 220 and we hit our reservation perfectly.
Okay, I like your offer in theory. However, I know myself. After the fireworks, I want to go to bed. I am too tired. And Space 220, it's already dark outside. Space 220 is dark. I'm just going to want to leave. I'm going to want to get out of there. I do want to try Space 220, the lounge, so I don't have to commit to a full meal because I've never experienced it before. But I don't know. I'm going to have to decline your offer this time, but I appreciate the effort.
That's fair. That's fair. I knew that it was something you might not be into. And honestly, I am also a sleepy girl at heart, so it would be very hard.
Yeah.
To go to Space 220 afterwards, after the fireworks show. I'd be sleepy.
Yeah. And like Rose and Crown, to me, it's one of those places that I think looks really cool and fun. And I've just never, it's not so different or unique to me that I've ever been like, yeah, let's spend time in our day to go do that, because there's so much other stuff going on. But I do think it's just quintessential. It's got to be cool in there. Like it's got to be. And all of the international people with their wonderful accents. And I feel like
shout out to Adam Hatton. He is my favorite. Sarah showed him to me, so he's one of her top ones too. But Adam Hatton, he used to work at the Rose and Crown whenever he was doing his
international. I'm not sure which one actually.
But anyway, I had no interest in the Rose and Crown before I started watching his videos. And since then, I almost feel nostalgic for the Rose and Crown because of his great experiences working there. And even though I've never really been there.
Yeah. And just the fact that like, that's another thing about the World Showcase that we didn't get to experience when we first went there after COVID. And then none of the international people were there because it was still too early on. And so the last time we went, there were more, but still not as many, I think, as originally. And I think that's just a really cool aspect of the World Showcase.
I'd rather see someone local to that country talking about their country and serving food of that country than someone with my accent and someone from Ohio saying, here's some authentic Japanese food.
Yeah, like helping get the culture right and like really explain it. or just, be themselves. And then that's like, they are part of the culture. Anyway, I just think that's cool. And I think it'd be really fun to kind of try that place out. Anyway, we're ending the night. Obviously, like I said, we're at Rose and Crown and we're watching Luminous from the balcony, and it's great. And sometimes I would think, I don't want to see Luminous for the first time from a restaurant, but I've heard it's not as good as Harmonious, but it is good and the music's really good. So to me, I'm like, okay, well then that's a good one.
I really loved Harmonious. That's the hard thing about Disney. When they are so good with their different shows, then they have to top themselves next time. And at some point, I don't know if Disney can top itself anymore. Happily Ever After, they tried and they couldn't top it. Enchantment could not top Happily Ever After. And it sounds like Luminous can't top Harmonious.
Anyway, that's my what's it called? Best Disney day ever.
Yay. I really liked your Disney day.
Yay.
I would happily go with you for that.
Well, of course.
And also your Disney day, best Disney day ever, I think does a pretty good job complimenting my best Disney day ever. So if we ever did a split stay where we were feeling bougie on both resorts, my best Disney day ever starts out, I have this very specific. I wake up before the alarm goes off out of anticipation and excitement in a 2-bedroom suite at Animal Kingdom Lodge in a room with a Savannah view. Wow. So mom and dad are in one of the bedrooms, and then Sarah and I are in the one that has the 2 beds. So I can wake up and kind of get ready without disturbing mom and dad. I go to the quick service and fill up our resort mugs with coffee and tea and whatever I think everyone would want. Bring them back to the room, and everyone is still kind of sleepy. It's just starting to arouse. I give you guys your coffees, and I go out on the patio with the Savannah view. I'm completely ready at this point, and I get to sit there and watch the animals wake up in the morning. I guess they're not waking up. They're already awake. They're at their peak. But I get to sip on my coffee with the most peaceful, lovely view at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Amazing. Honestly, in real life, what you did is what I would be doing. I'm normally awake before you and getting ready before you, but this is your best Disney day ever, and you are just ready to go.
I'm not opposed to you being awake with me. What I don't want is to feel rushed, like we're all trying to get out the door. I want the morning slow piece. So if you want to be up at the same time as me and drink our coffees, or I don't know if you drink a coffee, but we drink our wake up beverages on the patio with me, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I might have the blue Powerade or something. And we have both bathrooms in this scenario, right?
Yeah. So you talk about the most unrealistic thing being the fact that I would be awake before you, but let's be real. We're never going to be in a 2-bedroom suite. Those things are so expensive. Anyway, so after we've had our little coffees, our little wake up beverages on the patio, it is time to get going a little bit. We have breakfast at the Mara, which is the quick service restaurant, I believe, at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I've never been there before. Most of the resort quick services are pretty tried and true and tasty for breakfast, and they all have Mickey waffles and eggs, so it's all going to be good.
Yeah.
After the Mara, we take a bus, because that's the only way you can get transportation from Animal Kingdom Lodge. And of course, we go to Animal Kingdom Park for the day.
Yes.
I mean, I'm kind of sticking to a theme if you can't tell.
Yeah.
The first thing we do at Rope Drop is Kilimanjaro Safari.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We've never done that. At least I haven't. I don't know if you have at a different time, but I've heard a lot about rope dropping Animal Kingdom's Safari, because that's when the animals are a lot more active. And I specifically wrote in my notes, I want to see big cats doing they thing. I want to see a big cat doing big stretchies, kind of walking around, yawning. I want to see them doing cool big cat stuff.
The lions, they roar in the morning. I think that's their main reason people go, they rope drop that, because they do their massive, claiming their territory roar. And we see that, I'm assuming.
The line can get long, but it's not going to get as long as Flight of Passage would. So this is not a time-saving hack. This is a maximize your experience hack.
Nice.
So after Kilimanjaro Safari, I was kind of thinking that we would walk around a little bit in Animal Kingdom. I really love the vibes of Animal Kingdom, especially in the morning, because it can get very hot in there in the afternoon. So the time to just kind of walk around and take in the park is in the mornings in my mind. But as we walk around, we definitely go to Expedition Everest.
Yay.
Yay! Which I love Expedition Everest. So fun. What a great little coaster. Not too scary if it's your kid and it's their first time doing a roller coaster. Or if you're an adult. What?
I said that's debatable. I mean,
yeah.
The Yeti, he could be scary.
If our dad is brave enough to get on this roller coaster, any small child could, because our dad is a weenie when it comes to roller coasters.
But he's not brave enough. We just peer pressure him.
That's true. But he does it because he loves us. But we do that. We go on Expedition Everest. I want to say we go on Dino, but I don't think Dino exists anymore. I think it's under refurbishment to become Indiana Jones, right?
Wait, what?
Is that not true?
I don't think so.
I heard they were taking down Dino and retrofitting it to be a different theme.
Yeah, I know that they're the same ride.
I saw not podcast. I think it was an Adam Hatton video where they went with someone and he was so sad because it's going to be his last time riding dinosaur.
Yeah, but everyone thinks that and then it's still there.
Oh, maybe it's not official. I love Dino. And I also, controversial opinion, I don't hate Dino Land. I think it's cute.
I don't really care about it, but I don't hate it.
I think it's cute. I think little kids love it because of all the playground stuff. Is it up to Disney's regular theming standards? No, but it's cute. I don't have any big problem with it. Did you look that up, Sarah?
Okay, so what I've learned is that it's planned to be themed to tropical Americas. So like South America, Central America, Mexico. And so Encanto and Indiana Jones have been mentioned as possible influences. This is coming from the mouse hacking blog. That's just the first thing I saw when it came up. So
doesn't seem super credible, but I like where they're going with that idea.
Yeah. So it sounds like we really don't know, but people are thinking they're trying to work in. I mean, I could see Indiana Jones making sense with a tropical, what did I say? Tropical Americas? Tropical Americas. So think South America, Central, and Mexico. So that makes sense with the rest of Animal Kingdom because you've got Africa and Asia. And so they're going to do another region of the world. Anywho.
Cute. Anyway, basically I'm just saying we do some of the smaller rides while we're walking around and enjoying the cooler weather of the early morning to mid morning. Okay, then for lunch, after we have worked up a good little appetite by our perusing and mid-morning activities, we go to Satu'li Canteen over in the Pandora section of the park, where I get the cheeseburger pods for the first time. And I love them. I've never actually had them in real life because when I look at the ingredients, I don't think that they sound great. Ooh, sue me. I don't love pickles and I don't love mustard on my burger. And I think that they have both of those things. But in this situation, I try them and I actually ended up loving them because I love the idea of them. I love that kind of steamed bao bun texture and that kind of food. So in my dream world, I try them and they're delicious and they're my favorite thing ever. Sarah, what would you get at Satu'li?
I'd probably get a bowl. And maybe if you got the buns, we could do a halvesies thing to lessen the risk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I could get a bowl with chicken or the beef or steak, whatever, and the noodles, or I don't remember what my favorite sides.
I know last time we went there, we got two very different bowls and they were both very, very yummy.
Yeah. I don't remember what my favorite things have been, but I know that everything I've had there is really good. The only thing I don't love is those little vinaigrette ball things that pop. I don't really like those.
I think that I tried those on yours. I don't remember if I liked them or not. I know I got a ranch type of a sauce. They didn't call it ranch, but it was basically a ranch. But my base was noodles, and that was kind of weird. But that was my own doing. I should have known not to put ranch on noodles. Anyway, cheeseburger pods, yummy bowl with some protein and some veggies. Honestly, that is a very balanced Disney meal, which a balanced Disney meal is not as balanced as a salad in the real world, but it is kind of hard to come by a meal that has protein, starch, veggie, fiber in a Disney park. So that's kind of striking gold as far as travel digestion is concerned.
And it's delicious. It doesn't feel like you're giving up anything.
So I think that is a great choice. Good job, me, for lunch.
Yes, clap for Molly.
Yay,
Cheer
clap
for Molly.
I love the adoration. Okay, so next up, it's the afternoon. And where did we leave off? Pandora. So we're going to stick in Pandora for a little while. And in my dream scenario, this is like a random Wednesday in a really not busy time of the year. So we're able to get on Flight of Passage relatively quickly. We're not in any rush. We only wait, 45 minutes to an hour, which is pretty good for Flight of Passage. But we've just eaten, so we're very content. Then we go, obviously, to Navi River Journey, which you got to do it. It's not worth rope dropping for it, but it is very impressive and it's very relaxing. So that's a great kind of post-lunch chill activity to help you digest your food.
Love that. I do love Navi River Journey. I think like Flight of Passage is one of my favorite rides ever. Probably top 5, maybe top 3, maybe, I don't know. It depends. Like it gives me a little bit of motion sickness, but Navi River Journey is so pretty and relaxing and the music is good. And so with the vibes of our day so far, I feel like it's going to be hitting the spot.
Agreed. If you go into Navi River Journey, taking it for what it is, which is a very nice, relaxing, beautiful ride, you're going to have a great time. If you go in thinking that this animatronic is going to be the most incredible thing you've ever seen and it's visually so stunning and you're never going to believe your eyes, you might be a little disappointed. It's beautiful. It's amazing. The animatronic is impressive, but just don't let anyone overhype you to it. And also don't let anyone turn you off to it. Take it for what it is. It's a beautiful, fun, relaxing ride.
Soak it in.
Exactly. It's a soak it in type of a thing. Your eyelids might get a little heavy, but that's all part of it. Might get a little sleepy. That's okay. Because what's the next thing on my list?
I have no idea.
You're dying to know, I can tell.
I can't wait.
Next up, we go back to our resort for a little while because we've gotten a great fill of the park and now it's the heat of the day. And we go to the pool.
Ooh.
We relax by the pool for a little while. It's mostly empty, but not so empty that it's weird. We swim a little bit. We kind of wade in the water a little bit, go down the slide a couple times maybe. And then we take a nap in the shade of an umbrella or a tree nearby with a nice gentle breeze and a towel over us. And it's very relaxing. It's only a 30-minute rest or so, but it's exactly what we needed. Then we go back to our room. We shower. We kind of refresh ourselves. We can take a little rest in the room if we feel like it. And that's what gives us the energy to take a bus to Magic Kingdom. We're not going to go in the parks, though.
Oh.
We take the bus to Magic Kingdom, then a ferry to Wilderness Lodge for dinner at Whispering Canyons.
Okay, yes, it's a boat, not a ferry, but yeah, same diff.
Whatever. So I've never been to Whispering Canyons, but it looks super fun. It's the place, if you've seen it online, it's the place where the waiters and waitresses are very snarky and they'll tease you. And if you ask for ketchup, they make you like scream ketchup or something. And they give you like 50 bottles of ketchup that you have to go get from another table. It's very fun, very tongue-in-cheek. Maybe not for the faint of heart or for the incredibly introverted.
Or sensitive.
Yeah. Don't be too sensitive. We might have to warn our dad.
No, but we would have to warn like Ben. Like he might actually get his he would love it. He would think that's hilarious.
Ben is our nephew.
Yeah.
If he knows it's a joke, he'll roll with it. But if if he didn't know it was a joke, bless his little soul, he might get offended.
Yeah, we'd have to warn him. Okay, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I do have to say we're going to split, and Mom and Dad are here, right? So we're going to split 4-way the zebra domes from the Mara poolside. Because
ooh, I like
I think there are 4 little domes in one serving, and they're just like a little mousse thing on a cookie with some chocolate, whatever. They're very delicious, and They're gonna be just the right amount of little treat snack in between Satuli and Whispering Canyon, I think. So
I love that.
do you accept my offer?
I graciously and happily accept your offer. That sounds delicioso.
Yay.
Okay. Anything else to add that we should do at Whispering Canyon or at Wilderness Lodge while we're there?
Well, it depends. What time of day is it? Like, do you have more plans after this?
We got one more thing.
Okay, then I'll wait and hear your one more thing. Oh, actually, but I do want to stop in the gift shop because I just like the vibe and I love their gift shop. I feel like I've found good things there several times. Not that I've always bought them, but several contenders.
I've said this on I don't know if it was on a previous podcast or if it was on our practice podcast, but I mentioned before that right now Animal Kingdom Lodge and Wilderness Lodge kind of occupy the same space in my head. They kind of have similar vibes, but just different twists on it, which is why I kind of think that going to dinner at Wilderness Lodge could still play really well into my perfect Animal Kingdom day.
Yeah.
Even though those parks are kind of far apart from each other and those areas are far apart within the Disney World bubble.
Yeah, I feel like they're almost as far apart as any two resorts are. I don't think that's true, but
theoretically you could change out Whispering Canyon for like Boma or something at Animal Kingdom, but I've been to Boma at least for bread service and I want to try something new. Haven't done the Whispering Canyon before.
You meant Sanaa. We went to Sanaa for bread service.
I get so confused.
Boma is a buffet and I've had that with mom and dad for breakfast and you weren't there yet.
Anyway,
So sorry.
Bummer. In my mind, I'd been there, but you could interchange Whispering Canyon for a restaurant or two at the Animal Kingdom side of Disney World, and that's fine. I just kind of thought it would be good to stretch our legs, so to speak, and go to a different part of the bubble. Okay, so in the evening, we actually go back to Animal Kingdom just one little bit longer because I have always wanted to see Pandora at night when it's truly dark. And I'm saying that in this scenario, Animal Kingdom is open late enough for it to be pretty dark out. And you can actually see kind of the bioluminescent colors and paintings and stuff that are all around on the sidewalks. I don't really know. I have seen as twilight kind of comes in, as the sun fades out, you can kind of start to see the bioluminescent vibe of Pandora. But as Sarah mentioned before, we're not exactly night owls in our family. At least me and Sarah aren't. So we've never really stuck around long enough to see the full glory of Pandora at night. And I really want to. And I think that our midday nap and poolside rest might have saved us enough energy in our tanks that we can go back and really take that in.
Yeah. And I honestly think it hasn't been like for lack of trying or like we haven't, I don't know. It's just, I feel like Animal Kingdom closes really early a lot of the year, or at least it used to. So we really haven't had a lot of chances.
It really does, which I guess I understand to some extent. They want to give, I think they literally want to give the animals of Animal Kingdom some respect and let them go to bed earlier and not have spectators the whole time. But if your park is only going to be open for like 75% of the time that any other park is open, they shouldn't charge as much to go there as they do for the other parks. And it's really not that much of a discount to go to Animal Kingdom versus Magic Kingdom, when Magic Kingdom regularly is open till like midnight versus Animal Kingdom closing at like 8 or 9.
Yeah. I think that makes a good case for like using Park Hopper and mixing in Animal Kingdom half days. That's why people say it's a half day park, not just because of the amount of rides and stuff, but I also think it's just the fact that you truly can't be there like literally all day. But it just depends. The hours change a lot.
I think that's true, that you could easily justify if you were a person that wanted to be at the parks for the maximum amount of time every day, you could easily justify doing Park Hopper and starting at Animal Kingdom and then ending at a more late night park like Epcot or Magic Kingdom. But I also think that Animal Kingdom can just be a great end of trip park where you're already pooped. You don't want to be in a park all day anyway. So call it an early day. Your feet will thank you for it, and you'll happily fall asleep earlier at the resort.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyway, that's my day. After we go to Pandora to see it at night, we just go back to the resort and take showers. And well, we take showers if we even need to. We took them only a couple hours before, but we get some R&R and hit the hay.
Wow, I'm really surprised that with going all the way over to Wilderness Lodge and being there in the evening, we didn't watch Magic Kingdom fireworks.
You know, I was really thinking of this as like this is not the only Disney day. I'm thinking that we have
It's like a themed day.
It's a very themed day. I thought about like getting Park Hopper Pass in this scenario and going into the park and watching the fireworks, but that doesn't fit into the theme of what I had sculpted for this day in my head.
Yeah, that's fair. The other option, if really we could do both potentially, is we could watch Magic Kingdom fireworks from the Wilderness Lodge docks and then go over to Animal Kingdom and see the bioluminescence potentially, timing wise. But I liked your Disney day. I'm glad it was very different than mine. I really thought they'd be more similar.
I think that although I would really enjoy your day and you would really enjoy mine, I think that each of our days is geared toward our own reflection of what we think we want out of a Disney day, which is good. That's why I love traveling with you, because you give a different perspective on things and you have slightly different opinions that I also enjoy.
Yeah, and I still believe this. Like, for a long time, before I was really super familiar with all the parks, in my mind I was just like, oh yeah, I'm an Animal Kingdom girl for sure. Like, that is my vibe. And I still believe that whenever the weather is perfect and the park isn't busy. There's really nothing like that, all the trees around you and that music, and it's just calm and magical in a different way. But to me it's just so uncommon for it to be like nice and breezy and cool and not busy at all. And so that's why it's kind of been bumped out of the number one spot for me. So your Disney day, I mean, truly it's up there with mine, like in my mind, as enjoyable.
Yeah. As far as vibes go, I think Animal Kingdom takes first place. Magic Kingdom also has great vibes, but just slightly different. Well, very different in the vibe department. My problems with Animal Kingdom are that it doesn't have enough rides or attractions compared to a lot of the other parks, where it is a full Disney park. It's also kind of a zoo. So yeah, it's just very different in that way. But if you're a big ride person, you can get through all the rides in a morning at Animal Kingdom without Fast Pass at the right time of year if you rope drop.
I think you have to consider the animal exhibits as attractions to make it a full day park, and you absolutely can do that. I just think, I don't know, I often feel like it's not worth it to me to go see the animals whenever it's super like busy or hot in those, like, some of those viewing areas are a little hard to even get to where you can see. But anyway, I love the rides that are there for sure, and I just love the experience.
They have quality over quantity, which I appreciate in some ways, but I do think that they could beef it up by adding some different types of thrill rides. Nothing too crazy. I don't want them to destroy the vibe of the park, but maybe what they're going to do with Dino Land and the dinosaur ride, maybe that's exactly what the park needs. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Not me.
Not me.
James.
The Imagineers.
We both said, who know? Not me.
I don't know if you're referencing something.
No.
Or just saying it weird.
Just saying it weird.
Okay. I was like, did I miss something? Anyway, I liked your day. I liked my day. Maybe we'll make those days happen. Maybe we're
That's what I was just thinking. I mean, I definitely don't think right now we could afford a 2-bedroom suite.
Well, a version of these days.
We could do a version of these days that involves renting DVC points.
Sharing a room, 1 bedroom, like with 2 queen beds
with our parents.
Mom and dad. Hey, that's 75% off in my mind.
Yeah, but I have to share a pull-out couch with you probably because that's with the DVC rentals.
Ooh. Okay, well maybe after they renovate and they have the Murphy bed, then we'll talk.
Sounds like a plan. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for going along this journey with us. Please keep listening. We really love each and every one of you. And if you have any feedback, any comments, questions, concerns, let us know. We are happy to have you all in our little Blue Castle pod fam.
Wow, so sweet. We did say there's no one out there besides mom and dad, so
we appreciate each and every one of you, mom and dad.
And you know, Bonnie's very supportive, so she's probably listening. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Ben and Anna, if you're out there. Hey, Sam, I doubt you're listening, but if you are.
I feel like Sam would
hey.
push play, but like just have it turned all the way down just to give us the listens.
I don't know. He would listen. He probably thinks we're just a silly, goofy time. Anyway. All right. We'll see you next time, Castle Dwellers.
Bye, Castle Dwellers.